Hi, this is Weekly Reflections, and I'm NancyJoy. It hasn't been weekly lately. Those of you who get this emailed to them every week. It's been a month. I've been on a magical odyssey in Florida with family and friends. I had every intention of continuing my reflections, but um, I just had a transformational, wonderful time, life-changing, I'd say, in many ways, and. Then I came home. What the big thing about today's message is Ezekiel, who's the emotional grid of humanity, insisted that I record an audio message about what's going on and that kind of thing. And it was important. I came home. My husband and I were home a day or so. We haven't been home a week yet. And a message was coming through and I was told to stop and go record it. So I did. So the whole thing about this that I'm excited to share with you, this audio message from Ezekiel, and he called it a message for our times. A lot of good information in there, a lot of good ways to look at things as we're moving through this. And so that's great for the people that get my email because they can just click on the audio and or the video and read the written part. But for my YouTubers, I have yet to unlock the key on how to put a link. Used to be before YouTube changed the page, you could put all your links over to the right-hand side. I've spent hours reading things online and trying to do it to no avail. So if you want the audio link to Ezekiel's message this week, go to my website, heartlights.net, pretty simple. And over on the left-hand side, click on Reflections, and it will bring up this week's reflections, and you'll see right at the top the link to Ezekiel's audio. It would be well worth your while. It's a good one. So anyway, this quote that I used this week came from a weekly astrology message I get by Georgia Nichols, who's very humorous astrologer. And she said, many of us are all dressed up and we don't know where we're going. And especially since I got home from Florida and was going to resume my normal Heartlights NancyJoy activity, it just wasn't fitting. I wasn't in the groove. Until Ezekiel insisted I give you all this message, I was thinking, well, maybe I'm done with the messages, who knows? And so this really struck me as interesting. And the more I talk to other people and the more I look at what's going on and the more about Ezekiel's messages, when you think about it, we have all awakened ones. We've all been learning, growing, attending classes, leading, teaching. We've become healers, some of us. We've become mentors. We've published articles. We've started websites. We've opened stores and centers and on, gatherings and celebrating important configurations, important energetic dates, and on and on. So that's what I'm considering the dressed up. We've done most of us have done our clearing. We've progressed. We're all dressed up. We're ready to go to the ball, but the pumpkin carriage hasn't showed up. Not quite sure how to get to the ball, right? And so I found that really amusing, and Ezekiel's message addresses this. But, I will tell you this, that of course, as you know, and I've been told this over and over again, downloads, none of us can imagine, even begin to know how all this is coming down. There are so many things out there, so many ways it could happen, and what could happen. I mean, there's so many things that could or could not happen. I mean, it's comical when you think about it, right? At this very moment in time, you have, Nibiru could be passing by, throw the whole planet into destruction or whatever. Solar flare, huge thing happened from the Earth. It's coming this way. Then you have revaluation of currencies. You have pending things that are uncomfortable, like could have martial law, freedoms taken away, things with Syria and Egypt, things heating up. And then you have wonderful things coming. Prosperity packages, dinar revaluations, OPPT, which is One People's Private Trust. And Nasara, all kinds of wonderful things. People are resigning. We had a pope resign. There's supposed to be a big announcement from the Vatican about Sharia law. I mean, I could go on and on with all the things I've read. And if you get in your head with them, it's not comfortable at all. But if you can stay in, as Abraham would say, the vortex, as I call it, stay in that heart-centered place, that God node inside of you, this is an amazingly wonderful and exciting time. And we are so joyful to be here. And that's where the focus can go, when you can get the media out of the way, and when you can read these things that come to you on the internet. And let's face it, if they're coming in your inbox, or someone's sending them to you, or you're drawn to them on Facebook or Twitter, it's okay. It's part of bringing it all into your consciousness. The one message I really want to make clear is that if you're in this kind of bubble and go, I'm just not going to listen to any of this, I don't want to know, well, that's not it either. Take it in, transform it. The only way it's going to be, it's parts of ourselves. All of this stuff is parts of ourselves. The great, wonderful things happening, the huge wave of consciousness and vibration that's washing over us, that's reflected of our change and compassion and love and our heart opening and all the work we've done on ourselves, but as well as all the things out there we don't particularly like who's holding up our prosperity packages and the powers that be, and being manipulated and mind controlled, and on and on. Call it the dark side, if you will, but that's a reflection of us too. And without it, we wouldn't be able to push ourselves back into this wonderful space. So it's time. This is a message, short and sweet today. I hope you can get to Ezekiel's message. If you got my email, weekly email, it's right there. If you don't get my weekly email, sign up at the bottom of my website, because until I figure out this, I'm not quite sure how to. I think there'll be more messages coming that they want me to put up online. So help me out here. I'm not exactly a tech whiz. And just keep your party clothes on and enjoy and dance, sing, have gratitude. If you're hurting, if you're without money, if you're just on an edge, then feel the excitement of that edge. Bring it all together into your heart in that one place, and you will find the vortex. You only feel these things when, as Abraham would teach you, you're out of the vortex. So this is a great time, an exciting time on earth for us all. I'm so happy to be back with all of you. So take care of who you are, and I will see you next week, as they say in Egypt, Inshallah, which means God willing. Egypt, that's another amusing thing. My trip to Egypt. It's all up in the air. We're creating some new grooves. Have fun and catch the magic. Bye-bye.